What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me once again. This is another one of Hoggie's beer reviews, and today I bring you a beer from the Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland, Ohio. This is Conway's Irish Ale. Now, Conway's Irish Ale, as it says here, is a handcrafted Irish-style ale, also known as a red ale. Again, this is Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland, Ohio, a brewery that I've never had anything from. They're not distributed down here in Florida. Matter of fact, I got this beer through a beer mail from a buddy Chris, also known as BitterPoetMadman on YouTube. Check out his channel. He does a lot of good stuff. But he sent me this, and this is going to be the first beer I ever tried from these people. So this is really cool. Midwestern beers from Ohio. Let me read what it says on the side here. It says, Conway's Irish Ale, named after Patrick Conway, the grandfather of co-owners Pat and Dan Conway, and a Cleveland policeman who directed traffic for 25 years near the brewery. Our Ruby Red Ale is a medium-bodied beer with a toasty flavor. There you go. In keeping with the Bavarian purity law of 1516, this beer is traditionally brewed from all natural ingredients: barley, hops, yeast, and water. No chemicals or preservatives are used. 6.5% alcohol by volume, best served at 45 degrees. Alright, cool. Let's see, yeah, like the very popular, let's see, I thought I said PA, like, Pennsylvania or something. No, like the very popular Pa Conway, the owner's grandfather, who was a meat and potatoes kind of guy. The toasty flavor of our Irish-style ale makes it a real meat and potatoes kind of beer. Or environmentally speaking, an all-natural, locally raised meat and organic potatoes kind of beer. Kind of cheesy, but that's what it says. So yeah, I'll show you the cap. I'm saving that one. That's why I brought the lighter out today. We're not using an opener. I'm keeping the cap. But, yeah. It's funny because I reviewed the Michelob Irish Red not too long ago, and that wasn't that special. So now I'm curious to see what a real craft-brewed Irish Red Ale is going to taste like. Punching Up Beer Advocate, Great Lakes Conway's Irish Ale has been reviewed 272 times, and it receives a B+ overall out of the 272, so that's pretty good. It's, of course, from Great Lakes Brewing Company in Ohio, categorized as an Irish Red Ale at 6.5 ABV. And it says on here is winter, so this is a winter seasonal, it seems. Always take some of the stuff on Beer Advocate with a grain of salt, but even cool. It's even cooler, It's not a year-round beer. It's a seasonal, so that's kind of special. So alright, that's going to be fun. And before I get to the beer, I broke out my Tommyknockers glass today. And obviously this beer is not from the Tommyknocker Brewery, but the reason I'm drinking this beer today, actually, because I have over half a dozen beers in the cabinet just waiting to be reviewed. But I broke this one out today because my best friend sends me a message yesterday saying, hey, I just discovered this new beer I really like. What do you think? And it turns out that it was Smithwick's Irish Red Ale. A lot of you might know it as Smithwick's, but it's actually pronounced Smithwick's. But he was surprised because he hates Guinness, and he was surprised to really like a beer made by the Guinness people. And I told him, dude, it's apples and oranges. They're two different styles of beer. But, since I reviewed the Michelob the other day, and now he hit me up with that yesterday, I said, you know what, it's time to drink this Irish Red. And since my good buddy loves the Tommyknocker Maple Nut Brown Ale, his birthday was earlier this month. I got him a glass, the Maple Nut Brown Ale glass from Tommyknockers. And while I was at the website, I got myself one. So, from a homeboy, I'm breaking out the glass and breaking out the Irish Red. So, enough storytelling. Let's get to the beer. Ooh, smoky. And of course, the cap is intact. It's going to go on my fridge soon. And I'm getting a very sweet, inviting smell out of there. So, and it's still smoking too. Pour this guy right in. I had it out the fridge for a few minutes. Hopefully it's at about 40-something degrees. Let's see how this guy comes out. This is a crystal clear, reddish amber, ruby amber color, but I mean this thing is crystal clear. I can perfectly see the Tommyknocker logo right through this thing. See if you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. But yes, it's almost a reddish color, kind of a brownish, reddish, amberish kind of thing. But it looks good. Got a nice, half inch or so of head. nice and frothy. And it smells sweet, it smells malty, but not overpoweringly malty. And unlike that Michelob the other day, it's not fizzy at all. It smells good, but again, it smells subdued. It smells very simple. Malt, maybe a hint of spice. Can't put my finger on that. With a very, very vague underlying grassiness. That smells good though. So, enough sniffing. Let's taste it. This is tasty. Wow. The flavor is more complex than the nose lets on. You get malt, a bit of spiciness, and a bit of hoppiness. A faint grassy bitterness, but it's up front. Now the body is more of a medium body. Obviously you get the toasted malt notes in there. And get some caramel in there. You get a hint of spice. I can't put my finger on it. I don't want to say all spice, but I mean it's vague, but there is a bit of spiciness in that malt sweetness. Toasted malt, earthy hop, very, very smooth on the palate. It's not gritty or grainy at all, it's very smooth. And the finish is your residual sweetness from the toasted malt with a bit more of kind of a earthy, herbally hop. It's a very mild bitterness, but it's there, it's present, and it does clean up the finish. There is a very, very small bit of kind of a hop oil, hop resin that'll get you in the back. It's not just a hop bitterness, there's a bit of resinous bitterness in there. You know, you kind of have to look for it, because it's very subtle in the finish, but it's there. This beer is very well blended. And I'm a guy who doesn't like really malty beers, really sweet beers. I like hoppiness. I like a bite to it. I'm not a fan of too much sweetness. But this is very good. Yeah. Man, it's a shame they don't sell these down here. I'd buy a 6-pack of this stuff. Now, granted, this will probably be better in colder weathers where that maltiness and that hint of spice will go down a little better. So maybe this it does kind of make sense if this is really a winter seasonal, but I like it. And I tell you what, again, I'm not amazed. It's a good beer, but not a great beer, so I'll just call this a very strong glass half full. If you like Irish Reds, if you like malty beers, Irish Reds, Marzens, Oktoberfest, Scottish ales, Scotch ales even, if you like that kind of stuff, this one is right up your alley because this is a quality brew. The head is lingering around still. It's leaving a little bit of lacing. Yeah, this is good stuff. I like it. So there you go, guys. Conway's Irish Ale from the Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland, of all places. Check it out if you like the style. Thanks for joining me. And Chris, thanks for the beer. Cheers.